going on, Falcon fan? It's your boy Ricondo. Come back at you with another video. So today we're going to talk about some quick Atlanta Falcon news. Then we're going to talk about the draft. Think about what the Falcons are going to be doing in the draft, on all the speculation, the news that's been coming out about the draft. Moving up, we got 24 days left until the draft starts. So, of course, we're finna get hot on the draft. So, guys, before we do that, go ahead and please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the notification bell so you know when I drop another video. Please hit the like button so I know you guys like to hear what I talk about. Then please share my video throughout the YouTube universe so more people can come and hear me talk about these Atlanta Falcons. So, like I said, we're going to get into a couple of news today. First of all, the Falcons came out with their offseason schedule. The first date for it's April 19th. They actually come in and start having some practice. People start coming back to the facilities, and can't really work with the coaches that much, but they can work with strength and conditioning and stuff like that. Then on the 24th of May through the 26th, you're going to have OTAs going to start. And also 1 through 3 June, OTAs. And then 6 through 9 June. Of course, all these are not mandatory. So these guys come in, they start OTAs, they can start going through the playbook. Of course, that's going to be after the draft. So hopefully rookies be there as well. And then on the 14th through the 16th, mini camp is actually going to be. And that's mandatory for all the guys to actually be there for mini camp. So, like I said, this month, the 19th, they're going to kick off the program. So it's starting to ramp up again, guys. I'm excited. I don't know about you guys. Like I said, it's a new era. The era without our old horses that we used to have. Matty Ice, Julio, they all gone. So it's a new era. We're going to see what this regime is going to be all about now. They don't have those old guys that got all this history with the Atlanta Falcons here anymore. So can't wait to April 19th to get started. So we start getting some more news. So some more news. Just let everybody know, we got 2 guys they need to exercise their 5th-year option. The Falcons need to either decline or exercise the 5th-year option on 2 of our guys that's coming up. That'll be Caleb McGarry and Chris Lindstrom. It's about $13 million a piece for both of those guys. I anticipate them to go ahead and exercise the 5th-year option on Chris Lindstrom. I think Caleb McGarry, they probably not going to exercise. I think they're going to decline that 5th-year option on him and let him go to free agency. I just don't think he lived up to that first round hype that when they brought him in. It's his 4 years here, 3 years here, been up and down. So of course he's going to a 4th year. We just need to see what he can do. So they probably let him hit free agency. Like I said, about $13 million for both guys. I can anticipate them doing Chris Lindstrom, extra hit 4-year option. And then sometime next year, before we actually get into that 5th year, I can see them actually go ahead and extend Chris Lindstrom, because we do not want him to get into free agency. So I can see that happen as well, because he's one of the best offensive guards in NFL, not just on the Atlanta Falcons. So I can see them actually go ahead and exercising the 5th-year option on Chris Lindstrom, then actually give him an extension as well. So we also had a couple signings today. We brought Bo Brinkley in, a long snapper. It was mentioned during the league meeting last week that Arthur Smith mentioned that he was going to actually bring in a veteran long snapper. Of course, we lost Josh Harris to the Los Angeles Chargers. So we had to bring in a veteran. It may not seem like it's an important position, but it is. Think about all our punts. Think about all our field goals. Think about Young Wei Koo last year. He won 3 games on the last kick of the game. So that long snapper position is important. We had to get a veteran, bring him in. Of course, so former Titan. So Arthur Smith. And, of course, we got Ryan Pace over there. They going back to their old roots, getting guys from Chicago Bears and the Tennessee Titans. And a lot of time, guys, that's what it's all about, the relationships. So, of course, that's what they did, the relationships. They brought in some guys they familiar with, and they bring them in, and hopefully they can have more success, that they did at that franchise, at this franchise. And we just have to see what happens. But I think bringing in a veteran long snapper, that is smart, instead of going out and get some rookie in the draft. Bring somebody in, because, like I said, that position is important. And then the last signing we did today was Rashaan Evans. I was anticipating this. I think it's a great move for the Atlanta Falcons. Once again, it's a one-year deal. Like I said, low risk, high reward, because if Rashaan Evans can actually pan out, that'd be a great thing for this Atlanta Falcons team. And then maybe we could get him a longer deal. But having this one-year deal to come in with a veteran linebacker who's been in the league 4 years, and the Titans decided not to exercise his fifth-year option last year. That's why he's a free agent now. If you look at he had a down year last year. He only had 57 tackles, but he was injured 5 games with a hurt ankle. But he did get a couple interceptions. So some flashes there. Linebacker out of Alabama, so he got some good pedigree. I hope we can get the best out of him. That's what we're looking forward to, trying to get the best out of Rashaan Evans this year. And like I said, it can be sort of like what happened to Cordell Patterson, a lightning in the bottle. Remember, he was with Dean Pease and Arthur Smith back when Dean Pease was the defensive coordinator, and they had a pretty good, solid defense. So he is familiar with the defense. You bring in somebody in already know the scheme, know how to coach them up. I don't know what that means for Deion Jones and Michael Walker. We don't know if Rashawn's going to be the starter or not, but of course, it just create more depth to that linebacker room, and that's what we wanted all the time anyway. So, like I said, guys, I love the way they're building this. That brings us to 18 free agents that they have signed during the offseason. Like I said, they've been busy. I don't know if any other teams have signed that many free agents. I'm kind of interested to find out. Of course, I don't follow the other teams like that close, but I would be interested to see how many other teams have actually went out and signed this many free agents this season with not a lot of cap space to play with in the first place. So I think these guys are doing a great job. Come in, like I said, we're trying to be competitive. We don't know what this season gonna hold, but at least they're trying to put their best foot forward to see what we can actually get out of this season. All right, so that's all the news. That's all the updates. All the things we look forward to this month, next month. Now, let's get into what we're here to talk about today, which is the draft. The draft. And like I said, guys, I probably don't did like 10 or 15 mock drafts. Just playing around with it. Going to the draft simulator just like you guys do, and going out there trying to figure out what the Falcons going to do. We don't know what they're going to do. All right, but it's so much fun to go anticipate, to figure out what these guys probably going to do. We don't know their strategy. We just need to figure out. Just wait to find out and see what their plans are. We do know this, and I think everybody could be with me on this, that they got their board. They're going to have their board set by the 28th of April. They're going to be ready. They know who's on the top, who's the next guy. But it's all going to depend on how the start of the draft shakes out. Everything could change depending on who the Jacksonville Jaguars or the Detroit Lions pick. So on and so forth, all the way up. Of course, it's the rumor out there that the Falcons are meeting with Malik Willis next week. So that brings the quarterback back into play at number 8. But, this question I got about that, when they do a report about the Falcons are meeting with Malik Willis next week, do they do a report about every player that the Falcons going to meet with? Because he's not the only player that the Falcons going to meet with. We do know that, right? So I get it. It's good freaking news to put out there. to get everybody thinking that these teams going to go out and get a quarterback in the top 10, because they also said the Panthers was going to actually look at it. And the Giants also looked at him, the Steelers, the Titans, and the Saints. So all these teams already talked to Malik Willis, but of course, it's a possibility that the Falcons could definitely to go get Malik Willis, and that could be the course of action. We talked about this, and I talked about it on some of my past videos, that if they decide to get Malik Willis, they have to be sure that they feel like he is their franchise quarterback. Taking a guy that's definitely going to have to sit down a year. He's not ready to be a starter in this NFL. He's got a lot of talent. He's raw. It's going to be a great story for the Atlanta Falcons. He's from Atlanta. He played on the team with A.J. Terrell. He's everything that the city of Atlanta probably would want in a quarterback. Vic 2.0, all these great things. But if they're not sold on him as he's going to be the future, they definitely should not reach for Malik Willis. But at the same time, like I said, he has to fall for them as well, unless they're going to plan to move ahead of Carolina, who might be want to try to get him at number 6. And the Giants is there as well, who might want to try to get him. So you don't know. So if that's who they want, they might have to actually leapfrog a couple of teams just to get in front of those teams so they can actually pick Malik Willis in the first place. And honestly, he probably would be the only quarterback that I would, like I said, take that chance on. Like I said, he has a lot of high ceiling, but he's raw, and I don't anticipate him being ready to actually take the field. Start in September as a starting quarterback for any team, but him being a franchise quarterback for the future, I can see that. So if that's the way the Falcons want to go, we just have to see if that's what they decide to do. So like I said, guys, I did a lot of mock drafts, and I'm going to give you a couple of mock drafts. I just did the first 5 picks, though. I didn't go any deeper than that because, like I said, it's hard to kind of gauge who's going to pick who and where guys are going to fall. So, like I said, it's a simulation anyway. But I did the first 5 picks, and I did a pick where the Falcons actually picked Malik Willis at number 8, and I still was able to get some good value on down the draft board to number 82. So, what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna give you 2 mock drafts that I did to pick number 82. So it's gonna be 8, 43, 58, 74, and 82. Give you 2 mock drafts. I'm gonna do one when the Falcons actually go in and they pick Malik Willis. Then I'm doing another where we decide to go another route and don't take a quarterback in the first round. And you guys let me know what you guys think about either one of these drafts. Like I said, we don't know. It's fun to go out and do these speculations, but I'm just curious what you guys think about what I think the Falcons' needs are and what direction they should go in this draft. And based off the 2 drafts that I did, if they go either way with either one of these, I would be happy as a Falcon fan on these 5 first picks. So the first mock draft I'm gonna do the one with Malik Willis, and at number 8, like I said, the Atlanta Falcons select Malik Willis, quarterback from Liberty. All right, that means they got their quarterback for the future. They left a lot of value on the board at number 8 to go ahead and get Malik Willis, but at this point, that's where they want to go. That's the decision they decided to make as a franchise. And Malik Willis is going to be the future for right now. And see if he actually panned out right. And number 43, I felt like these guys need to go back to the trenches. That's one of the biggest things that I've been harping on all offseason. Them to go back to the trenches, especially where they already built up the back 7, the linebackers, the safeties, and the cornerbacks. So I went with DeMarvin Leal at number 43. He's a little bit undersized, more not like a Jordan Davis, but he has a lot of explosive abilities and kind of remind me of Grady a little bit. But I can see him and Grady side by side wreaking havoc in the middle of an offensive line, and that's what we want. We want to be able to actually wreak havoc up the middle, especially somebody playing somebody like Tom Brady, because he hate when people come up the middle of the field on him. At number 58, of course, we need to go out and get another receiver. I picked George Pickens out of Georgia. I like his size, I like his potential. Of course, he was injured last year, so we didn't get to see how explosive he probably could have been his last year at Georgia, but he did show flashes. Of course, he showed flashes the year before, and I think he has a lot of potential, and I love his size. Pairing him up with the couple big guys that we already got, so I really love George Pickens' size, and I love the way he run blocks as well. So, and that's something that Arthur Smith would love in a receiver, somebody who actually run block. All right, got to stay with the defense. I went Drake Jackson from USC. Definitely somebody we had to go edge. We had to add somebody else to the edge. Wouldn't be nice to go get an edge at number 8, but since they decided to go get Malik Willis, their future quarterback, I had to wait to the second round, and that's when I pulled the trigger on Drake Jackson out of USC. A lot of potential, but we're gonna actually just double down on this defensive line, get as many defensive players as we can. We brought in Lorenzo Carter, we got Okendeji out there, add Drake Jackson to the mix, and probably later on in the draft they probably should add another edge just to maybe triple down on that position. And then at number 82, I picked Channing Tindall from Georgia, another linebacker. This draft was, of course, it was done before they added Rashaan Evans, but Channing Tindall, he's about 225, so kind of in the mold of maybe a Deion Jones, but I love the way he attacks the ball. I think he can play in a little coverage. Maybe not as much coverage as somebody like Deion Jones, but I can see him being a very good depth piece for the Atlanta Falcons at linebacker. So, guys, those are my 5 picks that I picked from my first mock draft that I had. Like I said, number 8, Malik Willis. Number 43, DeMarvin Leal. Number 58, George Pickens. Number 74, Drake Jackson. And number 82, Channing Tindall. So just, guys, let me know what you think about that first mock that I did. Like I said, if we was to get those first 5 picks, of course, we still have 4 picks left in the draft because we had a total of 9. We can go out and add a running back. We can add another receiver if we need to. We add another defensive tackle or defensive edge. We can add offensive tackle if we might need to add some more depth on the offensive line. We can add a tight end because I think we might need a tight end as well. So those are some of the positions, those last 4 picks that the Falcons probably could pick. But like I said, it depends on how the draft board fall. Of course, I did the whole draft, but I didn't want to go down that because once you get down to those, to like pick 151, 114, gets kind of difficult unless you know all the players that's out there and how they would fit into the Atlanta Falcons scheme. Because I don't want to just pick a player because they're the best on the board and they might not actually fit what the Atlanta Falcons are actually looking for. So, like I said, it's kind of tough to go past 82. All right, so you guys let me know what you think about that. And I do one more mock draft where actually I did not pick a quarterback at number 8, and I went to what could possibly be what the Falcons are hoping they could do, because we might not think that we need a quarterback right now. We might want to wait to maybe next season to actually get a quarterback. So instead of going quarterback at number 8, or maybe picking a quarterback in the later rounds, we go with another direction at number 8. All right, so with this draft, of course, the Falcons select Jordan Davis at number 8. Of course, you know I love this pick. Somebody to put right beside somebody like a Grady Jarrett, somebody to let those linebackers go to the ball, because it's going to take 2 to actually put on somebody like a Grady Jarrett. And now at Jordan Davis, they're going to free up those linebackers to make plays like they should make. And especially somebody like Deion Jones, who's kind of smaller, so it'll help keep those linemen off him, because they're going to have to be worried about Grady Jarrett and Jordan Davis. At number 43, took Tristan Watson, receiver. This is one of the receivers that everybody been talking about. Big body receiver, another big body receiver that the Atlanta Falcons definitely take. This draft right here is probably one of my favorite drafts that I did in the mock draft, because it kind of felt like all the players that I wanted the fall kind of felt in place for me. So like I said, Tristan Watson, great receiver. If he's there, I definitely take him. At number 58, Breece Hall. I know we have a room full of running backs, but I probably would take Breece Hall. I think these guys need to draft a rookie running back, so we could stop going into the running back well every year. Let's get a explosive running back out the draft, a young running back. And Breece Hall, he was some looked at him as the best running back in the draft, and he's there at 58. I think that's a great pick for to get Breece Hall. And then the last 2 picks is kind of similar to the other draft. Drake Jackson from USC. He's still to be there at 74. Once again, we added Jordan Davis. We're going to add another defensive lineman and edge rusher, and Drake Jackson. Add him to the fold. And then once again at number 82, Channing Tindall. All right, so like I said, guys, if these guys are there on the board, these are guys I would take. Of course, they can go a lot of different directions. Like I said, they can go linebacker instead of running back. They can go linebacker at 58, and then come back and get another running back later on. I know they were looking at the running back out of BYU. I think his name was Tigler. They could actually get him later on, probably in the draft, maybe in the 3rd or 4th round, because I think he'll still be there. But I just felt like go ahead and get the best running back in the draft at number 58, and then we were still able to get that edge rusher and that linebacker to add to that depth as well. So, guys, those are my 2 mock drafts. Like I said, I did the first 5 picks on both. I did one where they decided to pick Malik Willis, the future quarterback, potentially. And then one where they decided to not go quarterback and go defense first, and then add that receiver in the 2nd round. So that draft would be Jordan Davis at 8. At number 43, Tristan Watson. Number 58, Breece Hall. Number 74, Drake Jackson. Number 82, it'd be Channing Tindall from Georgia. So you guys let me know what y'all think about that. Like I said, guys, we really don't know what these guys want to do, especially how the names fall off the board. There's always some surprises in the draft where some guys start to drop, and then, because just think about it, David Ojabo might be there in the 2nd round because of his injury. He was one of the defensive edge rushers that people would think about could go in the top 10. Since he got injured, he actually could fall to the 2nd round, so he could be somebody else that they actually might consider taking as well. We can go Travis Jones, the defensive tackle, so we can go edge rusher in the beginning. So somebody like a Trayvon Walker, Jermaine Johnson at number 8, and then come back and get somebody like a Travis Jones at number 43, and then come on down instead of getting Tristan Watson at because he probably be gone by that time at 58. Get somebody like a Sky Moore, or Khalil Shakir. Any of those guys, some more receiver depth that we can have, but we just have to see how the names fall off the board. Of course, quarterback is going to be actually going to play a big role into where teams decide to pick players, because quarterbacks always get picked higher than they probably value. So to save a Kenny Pickett and a Malik Willis come off the board early in the draft, that's definitely going to give some teams some great value for some other players that might get pushed down the draft board because those 2 quarterbacks got drafted. So, guys, let me know what you think. Of course, there was some reports about Kyle Hamilton might drop to 8. Or Thibodeau might drop to 8. Like I said, I hope it's Trayvon Walker there. Of course, Jordan Davis, Devontae Wyatt, Jermaine Johnson. And we can't forget a possibility of taking a Garrett Wilson or Drake London as well at 8 at receiver. So all these guys could be in play. My opinion, I think they should go defensive at that number 8 pick, either defensive tackle or edge rusher, whatever floats their boat. You guys remember a while back I had Sauce Gardner come into the Falcons number 8, but since they boosted the secondary, I wouldn't go that. I wouldn't take that route at this point. However, he would be still a great pick for these guys, but I think they could have better value at some more of the needs that they have that would just be just as good as a Sauce Gardner. So definitely I would go defensive end or defensive tackle at number 8 if they don't decide to go quarterback or wide receiver. So that's all I got, guys. You let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about what these Falcons actually going to do in this draft. Do you think they're going to actually go for the quarterback, or you think they're going to go defense, or you think they're going to get that receiver? So let me know what you think, guys. That's all I got. This your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. Peace.